Anyway, let's get started for chapter 2. So this one, brief Python, we actually go through the Python quickly, okay? So we use this one for 2 years, third year this year. Basically, the purpose of the brief Python is to go over the Python once because many students get started for APCSP as their first programming course. So we try to teach easier Python first. And then the second, third months, we go into the more difficult Python. Okay, so that's the purpose. So first week, we talk about the basic data types of the Python. Today, we are going to cover some more data type and also the conditionals, the if then else statements. Okay, these are the purpose of today. So first, we continue to talk about Boolean values, character and strings, and then we will talk about flowchart, Boolean expression, and then conditional structures. Okay. So first, we will talk about flowchart. Okay, flowchart. So flowchart is this one actually is an engineering tool. Okay, so no matter which discipline you have, you always can use a flowchart to design your process or procedure. Okay, your process or procedure. So you have a business procedure or you have some business operation, you can actually model it by flowchart. So flowchart is a graphical representation of the algorithm of how you computing things. And then you also organize your thought and organize your way of doing things. We call it flowcharting. Okay, and then flowchart, basically you have terminal, you have input, output, processing, decision, and connector, 5 different kinds, okay? So terminal usually is drawn as a rounded rectangle. Rounded rectangle means that on the corner is rounded, okay? It's called rounded rectangle. This means that your program start from here and then go all the way at the end. You also have the rounded symbol that's called end. Tell people which is the start of the program and the end of the program. And flowchart is tested in APCSP. Okay, for those of you already take the exam, you know that flowchart is testable in the APCSP. So that's why I'm talking about it here. So you have a start and end. And then you also have the input and the output. Okay. Output, you draw it as this way. Okay, as this way. This a little bit curving. Okay, it's a little curving like this. Okay, it actually is a picture of the paper, printer paper before. Okay, it's called output. Input, basically input. A monitor sometimes is drawn down as this. Monitors, let me draw it by hand, okay? Monitors sometimes draw down like the cassette display, okay? Let me see. Input, I a little bit forget about input symbol. Let me search internet. Input is input output is this guy. Okay, input usually is this parallelism, okay, or parallelism. So this is used for input, okay. So this is two parallel here, two parallel here. This is input. Output can also be this, but output sometimes is the reporting paper, okay. So that's actually put it as flowchart report symbol. But usually is I think that which one? I think it's this one. This one is the report output. Okay. Output report when you print out something. Document. Okay. You print out some document. Document is written as multiple document, multiple level of it. Okay. So these are basic flowchart. Another one is processing. Processing, you use a rectangle. If it is a subfunction, you do a rectangle with two bars. That means that you're going to call a function somewhere else. And then after you finish, you'll come back. That's subroutine, okay? But if you don't have the bar, it's actually just a function there, okay? Decision means you go right or left. It's usually is a diamond, okay? So you true, you go this way, no, you go this way. Okay, but there are certain page that is too long. If it is too long, you actually put a connector that's a circle. You say A, and then is the end of the page. Then in another page, you start with the A, means that it continue from here to here because you cannot draw it in one page. So you use a connector to start in the next page. Okay? Any questions so far?
No.
No? So terminal is have oval or sometimes rounded rectangle. Input output like this. Processing like this. Subfunction, you put a two bar on the side. Diamond means the process, okay? And then connector. So now we have all the tool we need to have. Then you also have the flow line. That's actually a line with arrow to see which one go to where, okay? And sometimes maybe dash line to control for the data flow lines. Okay, let's work on a daily schedule. So that's actually every morning you wake up. So you do start, and then you go breakfast. And then after going breakfast, you go to school. Then you go for lunch. Okay, this long of a page, so you put the connector A right here. You start from the next page A right here. And then after noon, you have another school time. And then you go home. And then you finish your day. Okay, so let's assume that this is a flowchart. And this one we call it sequential program. Sequential program means that you work on it step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, step by step. And there is a connector. If your page is too small, you jump to another page. Any questions so far?
No.
No. Okay, next one. That's actually flowchart. What will happen if you go to the library to borrow a book? You search for the computer. If the book exists, it may be available or borrowed. What will you do? Okay, if the book does not exist, then what will you do? Okay, let's assume that you actually is the library system. Let me use a black color. So get started right here. Okay, the first one you have decision mark. So the book exists and not existing, two possibilities. So not existing, you go to the right side, and then you not existing means that the book library doesn't have it. So what you will do is that, okay, you will make request. For the library to get a copy, okay? So that then you go to the end. You make request to the library and then you actually go to the end, the program go to the end. Then if the book exists, then it may be available, maybe not being borrowed or not borrowed. Okay, so have been borrowed and then not borrowed. So that's as soon as it's borrowed, then you would actually make request for the borrower to return the book. Okay, and then you go to the end of the program. If it actually not available, not borrowed, then you will borrow it. So you will actually go to the procedure of borrowing the book. So you check out the book and then the whole process in. So right here, you do use the decision mark, subroutine mark, and some process mark. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
So the making the request, it may also generate a report, say the request form to buy a new book. That may be a form right here. And then this one, making request to return, it may print out a paper to ask the person to return the book. Okay. Okay, something like that. So this is actually your system. So before you design your software, you may want to use a flowchart to write down something. Okay, so here we have another flowchart. So you input number one, so N1 equals 3, N2, you enter N3 equals 3. If N1 greater than N2, you display N1. If N2 greater than N1, you display N2. So this one is the maximum of N1 and N2. And this is the flowchart, okay? Right here, you have a connector, but this connector is actually the join point, okay? It's a join point. Join point, sometimes you have a circle, sometimes you don't, okay? But it's okay. Here is you have a connector as a join point. So this one is the terminal right here. Terminal for start, terminal for end. Input right here, and then output, these two are output. Okay, and this is a diamond for decision. Okay, so these are the flow chart. Okay, next one we have another flow chart that is x equals y. If x less than 10, we print smaller. If x greater than 20, we print bigger. Okay, so you have a number, you ask if it's greater than 20, then yes, you print smaller. Less than 20, okay, less than 10. If greater than 20, we print bigger, okay. And then if it's greater than 10, you won't print smaller, so you directly bypass it. So you don't print smaller. If you are greater than 20, less than 20, you don't print bigger, you actually directly pass it, okay? So if the number is between 10 to 20, then you only print finish, okay? If it is less than 10, you print smaller and finish. If it is greater than 20 or equal to 20, you print bigger and finish. That's why this program, okay? So this one is called Let's call it conditional one. So to write a program again, you actually start your idle, okay? Okay, once your idle went up, let me close one. I just need one, okay? Remember, if you type something on the idle right here, you are in the interpreter mode, okay? Interpreter mode. If you want to write script, you need to create a new file, okay? Okay. After you create a new file, you save the file right away, okay? So save as. Save as, you can assign it to the directory that you want to have. So you go to the folder that you want to store your program. So right here, I go to the course Python development. So right here, I'm going to create chapter 2. Okay. And then inside chapter 2, I'm going to create conditional. Let's call it conditional 1. Okay. Usually I like to use a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you know which one is the easier program. Okay. Right here, do not put that py or anything because it already is a Python file. So you directly create that py for you. So conditional 1 Python file, this is fine. Okay, that's okay. So a file, you have a file name dot extension. So this extension can be .doc, can be .xl as this Excel file, .py, that's Python file, .java, that's Java file. Okay, this is called extension, file extension name. And then you also have the file name. Okay, so this file name is conditional 1. So with that, you save it. There's still no data in there. It's okay. Now let's do starting. So we can have a comment here. So let's do conditional that 1 that py and put a few more lines. This is sharp sign means a comment. So you can say author is Eric. I'm sorry, Eric Chow. And a version that is June 15, 2025. Okay, that's the header of the program. All of these making no sense. You just want it to be comment, so there are sharp signs over there. Okay, then we have x equals 5. If x greater than 10, I'm sorry, less than 10. After you write the if less than 10, here you need to have a colon. Okay, you need to do a colon, then you do this. Then you change line. Change line, you actually here you have a 4 spaces. 4 spaces. Okay, idle will automatically create 4 spaces for you. And then you put print smaller. Okay. So this one create x equals 5 assignment. Then decision box x less than 10. Okay, and then it will print small. Okay, otherwise you bypass it. So the whole program look like this. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
So far up to here, we compare with this one. We actually chop down right here. It's up to here. Okay, up to here. Now that's that. Okay. So here, remember here we have 4 space. And then here you can do if x greater than 20. Print bigger. Then you go back. So this one also for space. This means that this belong to the if, okay? But then you go back to the starting part, meaning that if already done, okay? No more if. Then you put it over here, you say print, finish, okay? So let me change it to lowercase. Okay, so 5 less than 10, so you print smaller, and then you print the finish, okay? And then you print the finish. So this program is checking x less than 10. Yes, you print small. Otherwise, you check if it's greater than 20. Yes, you print bigger. Otherwise, you just bypass it and print finish right here, okay? Okay, this one is conditional one. Let's actually save as conditional 2. Same program, you set different name, that's fine. Then you change your conditional 1 to conditional 2. Right here, we want to have the input. So we do S equal input. Enter a number. Okay. Enter a number. And right here, we convert this string to a integer. So this input is a prompt, enter a number, and then that number entered become a string. String is text message. And that text message is being converted to number, okay, and use the number to compare. So this is conditional 2, let's say, and that's wrong. Okay, so right here, you want you to enter number, that's enter 14. So 14 is not smaller, not bigger, so you actually directly go for finish. Then let's run one more times. Here, let's enter 21. And it's bigger and finish. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
No. No, that's actually. Liana, are you okay so far?
Yeah.
Now that's the same as conditional number 3. Okay, now this one, I want to combine the first 2 lines together. I don't want to have a string anymore. So the output of the string is actually being hidden into the input of the there. So this one, the same as the conditional 2, except that we combine the first line and second line together. Okay, and that's fine. That actually is fine. That's actually save and run. We type 21, you get the same thing. Okay, good. So this conditional 3. That's actually same as conditional 4. I put in different number, just want you to know that there are several ways to write the same program. Okay. So this one, we actually cut it to one line. Cut it to one line. So if there is only one statement, you can put at the same line as the if. You do not need to put it in the second line if there's only one statement. If there are multiple, then you need to put on the next line. Okay? So this one, okay, you will create the same thing, okay? You'll create the same thing, but this one is conditional 4. Conditional 4 tell you if something colon, you can put the comment right here, right away. Okay, or you can move it down here. But if you move it down here, you have to leave 4 spaces at the beginning of the line. This is called conditionals, conditions. Okay, it only happens when you are x less than 10. You will go to print small. Okay. Okay, that is condition state. Next one is Boolean value. Boolean value means yes or no. So Boolean value is very important. So right here, you have the x less than 10. So x less than 10, depending on the value of x. So if it is 41, it actually is false. So Boolean value, you have false and true. And in Python language, it's always capital F, capital T. Okay. So these two, we call it Boolean value. So if you write down false, that means that it's wrong. You write down true means it's true, but these two words are reserved for the true and false cases. Okay. So let's try another. Let's create a new file. And then let's actually save us. This one, let's call it yes, no one. Okay, I'm teaching like teaching beginners. Okay, so some of you may feel this is very easy. Okay, these are the header. Then okay. Okay, this one you had actually assigned x equals 5. And then if true, you go to print true. Otherwise, you print false. So right here, you need to put a Boolean value right here, yes or no right here. And because you put a true there, so it's always going to be true. Okay, so true is a constant for true. And then this one, no matter what your number is, it will always print true out because you do have the Boolean value of true right there. Okay, this is yes, no, number 1. So it directly print out a true right there. Okay, so let's look at yes, no, number 2. So yes, no, number 2. Here I don't put 2. I put 1 less than 3. This one for Sherry, 1 less than 3, true or false?
True.
True. True, you will always go here. So you will print true, okay? So let's run it. So print true. So here, if we say 3 less than 1, you'll print false. Okay, so This one is a logic condition to decide it, which way it go. Let's say one more. So this one does have the yes, no, 3. Okay, right here we do have x equals input, then enter a number. So here, if x greater than 3, we say true. Let's use a greater equal to 3. We say it's true, otherwise we say it's false. This one is yes, no, 3. Let's save and run. So enter number, like enter 5. 5 is true. It's greater equal 3. Okay. So let's run again. Enter a 2. That's wrong. So it get false. So this condition is something you can decide it based on your input value. Any questions so far?
No.
This part is still pretty easy, okay? So there are some relational operators less than, equal, greater than, not equal. So this is not equal the same as math not equal sign, but you need to write as exclamation mark equal. Greater equal is the same as mathematical sign like this. Equals, you have double equal sign means checking whether they are equal or not. Single equal sign means assignment. You assign a value to the left-hand side variable. Less than equal is writing down this one. Don't write this. Don't write this one. I'm sorry. Don't never write this one. Okay, this is wrong. Greater or less than first. Any question?
No.
No? Okay, so this is so far, okay, that's actually this one, let's actually create a new one. So here we are going to save this one as age. Okay, so here let's do age.py. Now, here we do have age equal integer input. Enter your age. Okay, now, if age less than 18, okay, you are use. Else, if age greater than 65. Okay, right here, you actually, here you have the else. So right here, else, you need to have a column. So you have age less than 18. Then yes, you print you use. Otherwise, you check if it's greater than 65 or not. Yes, then you print out it's a senior. Otherwise, you print it as an adult. Okay, so these are what we want to do. So right here, you should say print okay. So basically what you need to know is that this if and else align here. So here you have the if age less than 18, you go this way. You print your use. Otherwise, you check if it's greater or equal to 65. So these both are otherwise. Both are otherwise for the red. Okay, otherwise for the red. Then you actually use yellow here. Let's check in this diamond as yellow. So this one is the yellow's true. This is yellow's false. Okay, true is senior. False is a adult. I'm sorry, here should be adult. I'll change it. Okay, then this program is done. Any questions so far?
No.
So remember the alignment, okay? The alignment. This alignment means this box belong to the else. This part belong to the if. Okay, each level is for 5 space back, a 4 space back. And here you have 4 space back, means this print belong to this true part. Okay. Okay, this program is a age program. Now let's try another one. So here we have another program called score.py. Okay, now we got the score. You got a score, and then you want to determine their grade. Okay. So let's actually do this. Let's do this. If score greater than 90, grade equals 8, else if score greater than 80. Okay, here should have the equal as well. So greater equal 90, greater equal 80. Grade should be B. Okay, so you see this one, you have nested if, so greater than 90, you got an A, otherwise you check if it's greater than equal to 80 or not. If yes, you got a B. Otherwise, you check if it's greater equal to 70 or not. If yes, you print a C. Otherwise, you check if it's greater equals D or not. If yes, you print D. Otherwise, you print F. Then everyone come together to the end. So this is the flow chart, but it's a little bit long and hard to format. So once you finish, you need to do something for everyone. So you do print your score is great. I'm sorry, not score, it should be great. So this one, let's call it grade number 1. Oh, I'm sorry, I call it score, that's PY, I'm sorry, let's save again. Let's call it score, since I type it as score, let's call it score number 1. So here, let's put a number 1 there. Okay, let's run it. So if our score is 25, you got a B. Is that okay? This is called nested if. Any questions so far?
No.
But this one still it, and if you have more level, you are going to have the trouble. Okay, so this actually in Python, we don't like it. So we provide another structure called score number 2. Score number 2. This else and if can be combined as else if. And then you combine these two together like this. So you can eliminate one label. Let's eliminate one label, okay? Everybody move back one level. Everybody move back one level. Everybody move back one level. This program will be the same as the previous one. Okay. We just multiply one else if statement. And that's wrong. You get the same result. But this is not enough. So we actually save as score number 3. So we have score number 3, and then we combine further, drop another level here. Combine the level together, drop 2 levels here. And now you look like much better now. So this one actually originally is this. Okay, original is this structure. Okay, originally it's this structure, but now we don't like this structure. Now we write in this way. In this way, it look like this. It look like a big diamond. You go 90, you go 80, you go 70, you go 60, you go others. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So we prefer this way. This L if it's better than the previous version. Okay? That's wrong. Still, let's enter 76, you got C, okay? Let's see. Now you write a program, okay? Now you write a program. Now I want you to write a program. So you enter 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0 as Sunday, 6 as Saturday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you enter a number for the day, say 2, it will be a day equals 2. Okay. And then you actually tell me it is a weekend or weekday. Can you do it? Hello, can you do it?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that?
You enter 0 to 7 to 6 as your day from Sunday to Saturday. And then you determine whether this day is a weekend or weekday. Write in the program. Is that okay?
Yeah.
After you finish, post to the chat box so I know you finish. I just want to let you have practice in class. Hear me?
Yeah.
How about Yenna, you hear me?
Yeah.
How about Sherry, you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, okay? This one is easy, just go. I just want you to practice it. Enter 1 to 6 as your day of the week, and then determine it's a weekday or weekend. After you finish, you can cut and paste to the chat box, okay? And we will talk about it right away. So right here, we are practicing some simple program structures. If you have any question, let me know, okay? Vienna, your mom said you need to leave, okay? You can leave if you.
Oh, my plane was delayed again, so I don't need to leave today.
Oh, okay. Which airline you fly?
Oh, United.
Oh. Any questions so far? Anyone? By the way, there are several ways to write this program, okay? You write a way that you feel comfortable.
Wait, were we supposed to do it for weekday or weekend, or was it just? I'm so confused. Cause, okay, I'm just gonna.
You enter 0 to 7, you determine it's a weekday or weekend.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I assumed. Cause Belinda's code
Which part is confusing?
No, cause Belinda posted. Yeah, that's she. Yeah, she did like separate days. Okay, no worries.
You don't need to look at other people's answer, right? You work on your own. Because sometimes she's right, sometimes she's wrong. We'll talk about it, okay?
Yeah.
You finish your and post yours, okay? But you don't need to refer to other people's design. They may be right and be wrong, so so I got Sherry, also Benjamin's answers. Belinda, you posted already or not? Okay, you come in. How about Liana, are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you submit it if you are okay? Do you know how to do it? There's a checkbox at the bottom. You need to copy and paste so you copy this, copy and then put to the checkbox. Okay? Are you done? Liana, are you done or no?
I'm submitting it.
Yeah, put it on the checkbox. Just copy and paste, okay? Okay, I'm going to get started. Okay, I'm waiting for your input, but I'm going to write my version. So day, you actually, this one, I think everyone is the same. So you do input. Okay, you can have other description, but let's assume that you get this, right? And you get a number. You get a number, then you can write, determine based on the day. So you do if day greater equals to 1 and the day less than equal to 5. It's one way you write it, okay? You will print this it is a weekday, okay? Else print it is a weekend. Okay, so one of these you are okay. That's actually save. And that's wrong. Okay, now this is the version number 1. Let's look at version number 2. Version number 2, you actually you can combine these two together. In Python, this is okay. In Python, you put this is okay. It allow you to put two together, this and this together. Is that okay?
Yeah.
This is weekday number 2. Number 3. You may want to be more careful. So you may say, some people may enter a number that actually not a valid number. So you may write in this way as well. There's nothing wrong with this one because sometimes some people just enter 8. Okay, so if you want to rule out the possibility, you kind of write it in this way. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Then let's actually write another way. So this part, your beginning part, you will always print it is a something, right? So if it is this one, you print this day. Otherwise, you print weekend. So it is a weekday if this happen. If it is a weekend, if this doesn't happen. So this is called conditional statement. You can put it in this way. That still work. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, this one right now probably too difficult. Just give you an idea of maybe you can write it in the line. Okay. So if you are lazy, you actually can just even more lazier. That's actually put this weekday 5. Let's cut the whole thing right here. Put it at where it day is. Even deleting this part. Really put it a one-line program. You know, I like to write the one-line program in Python because this just show you how much you know about the language. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is conditional statement combined with the day put into the day location. And this is more advanced. We don't expect you to write program in this way, but that's actually a valid statement, okay? A valid statement. As long as there's a number being put over there, you can replace by a statement. Okay, that's actually the advantage of Python. Okay. Okay, if you feel this is too long, you actually can always break it to the next line. Okay. Always break it to the next line, but still work. Okay. If you think that the line is really too long. Here we just give you the idea of what it is. We do not encourage you to always write in this way. Okay. Let's just give you an idea of there are multiple ways of writing the same program. And then as long as the grammar allow, you are okay to do it in that way. Okay. Next one, we are going to teach you character. So character is the way you store symbol there. So the symbol we store as ASCII code. Okay, so ASCII code is the American standard code for information inter-exchange. Okay. And then it is a table. Okay, it is a table. So for Python, we use ASCII code UTF-8 and UTF-16. You can actually assign the character set by yourself. Okay. You can assign your character set. So first, let's call ASCII code. ASCII code is a table telling you which letter is stored in your computer. Okay, let's look at this one. So let's see, if you have A, it really stored on the computer as 65. So this one, we call it ASCII code. This is decimal value. Okay, decimal value. Decimal value means base 10. And this is your symbol. Okay, symbol A. So each letter in the computer you store as a character. we call it character. Or English, we call it letter, right? Chinese also called character. Chinese also sometimes also call it ideogram. Okay, a Chinese character is called ideogram. Okay, anyway, you do have this different one, and it's stored in ASCII code. So if you want to find A's ASCII code, you do ORD, order of the A character. You will find the order, okay? And then if you have the order of 65, you want to convert it to a character, you use a CHR function, character function for the number 65. Let's try this, okay? Let's try this. So let's see, we have a number equals 65. We want to convert to a capital one that is actually CHR, convert the num. Okay, so we will say print, okay. Symbol of, right here, you can use comma, okay, so symbol of the number is okay. Let's see. Let's call it ASCII one. ASCII one, okay? ASCII code one. So here that we put number one over there. Wrong. Okay, so symbol 65 is A. Let's try number equals 97. Chapter 2 for char of the number. Okay, here let's try print out chapter number 2. This one, let's still put into the ASCII one. Actually, it doesn't matter too much. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? No? So now if you want to do the other wrong, let's see, you want to see the ASCII code. So code number one, let's call actually S, okay. You can do all in order of the character, S character. Okay. This is say the symbol S, symbols S code is called S is a number. It will be a number because you convert the order of the S to a code. That will give you the ASCII code. So that's 83. Okay, that's 83 for S. Because it was 65 is A, 66 is B. You keep going until S. That's actually 83. Okay. Any question? Okay, but if so from 0 to 255, this is actually is 1 byte ASCII code. You store all the English, right? So now if Chinese, what happened? Chinese, what happened is, let's look at Chinese. So this code is called Unicode. And Unicode 5468. 5468 is my Chinese name, my last name, Chao. Okay, Chao is a dynasty in China, right? That's my last name. That's this one. Okay. So as for the Chinese letters, what are the Chinese letter? Which letter you should have? Let's do it. Okay, so let's do it. You want to do it, you say Unicode for Chinese characters. CJK table. Okay, let's go it. Here is a table. I don't like the table. Table is too slow. You kind of need to take longer time. We want it to be a no. This one is not. Okay, let's actually call it converter. Convert Chinese character to Unicode. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so let's put over here. Okay, my Chinese name and then convert. Okay, here this one, it actually give you 21608. This one actually is decimal. It's actually base 10. But if you divide it by 16, you will get 5468 in hexadecimal code. So 5468 is hexadecimal code. Base is 16 code. Is that okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
So this S-side sharp 21608 is useful in HTML. Okay. It's used in HTML. Anyway, it's one way you can so Chinese to Unicode. Let me try use this one, another one, see if it gives us the Unicode in hexadecimal. Okay, this one, let's do search. Okay, yeah, this one will give you the right one. So this one's better. This one give you the search of the Unicode that needed for us. Okay, let me give you the website. Not this one, not this one. Okay, we are going to write a program that actually combine a few things together. Now this one we are going to go for, since we learned this ASCII code and several things, this one we are going to create a new program. This new program called, let's save as called temperature. Okay, so temperature. Okay, let's have the temperature in, let's use a float, okay? Let's use float, so input. Enter temperature in Celsius. Okay. After you get a temperature in Celsius, you're going to convert it to Fahrenheit. So Celsius times 1.8 plus 32, you'll get Fahrenheit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Then you will print, okay. C slash U 2103 is F slash U 2109. What this one means, let's go. So that's called 0 degrees Celsius. So that 21 backslash U 2103 is degree C. Backslash U 2109 is degree F. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any questions so far?
No.
So the degree C and degree F, just two symbols. You can put it over there using the symbols. Okay. Okay, this one, let's actually try to have temperature 2. So we save as temperature 2. I'm going to do this. We don't enter anymore. We don't do this. It's number 2. Let's do for C in range. Okay. You know about this range function. Range function is to create a number, a sequence of numbers from 3 numbers. So range beginning, let's call 10, up to 110, jump by 10. So you start to create 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 100, and then 110, but 110 not included. So you will generate from 0 to 110, 100, jump by 10. 3 number, this is starting number. This one is ending number. Ending number not included. This is step number or jumping number. Sometimes I call it jumping number. So jump by 10. So every time increase by 10. Okay. So what will happen is like we will start from 0 degree C to 100 degree C, actually up to 110, but 110 not included. But every time it jump by 10. And each number of the C, we will convert it to a F, then print it. Each one C will convert it to F. This is called for loop. For each C, degree C in the range of 0 to 110, and then jump by 10. Each degree C, you will convert it to each degree F, and then print out it. Okay? Let's go. So we have a temperature table now. Making sense?
Yeah.
Any questions so far?
No.
So ASCII code character is the way we store text information. And each text information or character can store as a number as well. Okay, so you use the ODR to find its ASCII code number. And you can also find the symbol for the ASCII code. Okay, so char and the ordinary and the order, these are a pair of the number back and forth. Unicode is for the non-English letters. Okay, so I show you the Chinese and the temperature symbols. So these are the English part. Okay. String. Okay, string is a combination of more than one letters. We call it a string. Okay, more than one letter we call it a string. So hello is a string. So string you can start to use a double quote, single quote, triple quote. They are all strings. That's right. Okay. They are all strings. They are the same meaning in programming. So let's create a new one. Okay, this one, let's call it. Let's call it string number 1. So let's do S equals A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. So string is a collection of characters. Okay, it's a whole collection of characters. So previously you have a equals a C equals a letter C. This is only one letter. Now you have a collection of letters. But no matter it's one letter or two letter or three letter, you actually, let's call it S2. Okay, let's call it S2 here. Let's call it S1 equals single quote A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Print the S1. Let's call S3 equals 3 quote A, B, C, D, E, F, G, S3. Let's print S3. Okay. Besides that, I can print an empty line with print. And then I can print S1 equals S2. Or I can print S2 equals S3. So we print S1, S2, S3. These are 3 different kinds of a string. And then we print an empty line. And then we print S1 equal S2 or not. And then we print S2 equal S3 or not. Then let's run it. So this is 3 print out the same thing and they say they are all equals. So double equal sign can check if the two strings are the same or not. And in fact, these 3 are the same. All are the same. So one quote, double quote, triple quote are all strings. Any questions so far? So it's a collection of the words, we call it string. And then sometimes if you don't like certain code, this code, we don't like it, we call code. This is a string, but no one assigned to it. No one assigned, it doesn't assign to any variable. It is a triple quote, is a string, but somehow this one, no one accept it. So it's effectively become a comment. So quote, 3 quote also is a comment. And the whole line being deleted. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so quote sometimes useful. Let me put it in this way. Quote, use a string, but if there is no variable to accept it, effectively, it is a comment of no use. Any question? And let's put these 2 on top for comparison. Okay, and here we put in one more space just for comparison. Here printed, this one not printed. Any questions so far? Okay, so this is the idea of a string. So string, 1 character is a string, 2 character is a string, no character is also a string. String is a collection of 0 or more letters. It's called a string. Okay, it's a collection of letters. Now, how can I access each individual letters? To access each individual letters, let's look at string number 2, the PI. This part will be tricky, okay? Let's do S equals A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, let's do this, okay? Usually, I would like to put a mark on top of it. Here, I put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, totally there are 7 letters. So the index starting from 0 is called index. Index, see which number you are talking about. So the first letter we talk about is called S0. So S0 is supposed to be A, and then we can print S3 that's supposed to be the index 3, that is D. Okay, so this one is D later. So let's print up to here, okay? This one, let's call it string 2. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No.
No. So if you want to know about how long this string is, then we do print length of the string. So here, let's do this. Let's actually put length of the string equals, okay. Here, this, okay, this one, let's do S0 equals. So later you know which output it is, okay? S3 equals. So this one will print out how long it is. Okay, it's a 7. Now, sometimes I also call this one, sometimes I also call length of the S as N, okay, as N. Now, let's look at the next one. Let's look at negative index. So negative index, we do have S equals A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? So negative index, let's assume that we have S equals A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay? And then the negative index would be -1 for G, -2 for F, -3 for E. So usually I'll write it as this way. -7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I put a minus sign right here. So it tells you which -1 it is. So print S -1 equals S -1. Effectively, it is S of N -1. N is the length of the string. So if you do print S -4, you will get S -4. It will be the same as S7 -4. It is S3. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so that's a negative index. So negative index, we starting from -1 back to -n. Okay, that's called negative index. So we have positive index talking about certain one, negative index going backward. Okay. Next one, we are going to go something called slicing. Slicing is S string with start index, ending index, and jump numbers. 3 numbers. So let's see. First, let's actually look at S starting from 1 to 4. So this actually is a substring. You're part of a string. Part of string starting from 1, ending at 4, but not including 4. So it actually should be B, C, D. Okay. Should be B, C, D, not including E. E is number 4. So it's B, C, D, not including E. This is called slicing. So if you have 2 numbers, here we have 3 numbers, starting, ending, and jump. So 2 number means starting and end. but ending one not included. So it's up to 1, 2, 3. 4 is the ending, but 4 not included. Any questions so far?
No.
What's wrong with? So it's B, C, D. Okay. So how about 3 number? Three number means I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I started from 1, ending at 5, 5 not included, jump by 2. So I got B, C, B, D only. Jump by 2. Jump by 2 means every other letter I'll pick it up. Any questions so far?
No.
So slicing is used to find where you are in the substring. So 3 number, starting number, ending number, and jump numbers, okay? Now, if I have 7 letters, let me have how to write the first 3 letters. Can you write it? Using slicing, how to write the first 3 letters. So Sherry, how to write the first 3 letters?
Like 0 to 3.
Yes, 0 to 3. So basically it's n, okay, n is the length of the number you want to have. So here, if you delete 0, it is okay. Starting from 0, 0 can be omitted. That's the first 3 letters. Okay, A, B, C. Okay, more advanced one. Belinda, how to write the last 3 letters?
Colon and then -4.
No. The last 3 letter is -3 to the end of the string. It really means n minus 3 to n. So it's n minus 3, n minus 2, and n minus 1. Does that make sense? N not included.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the last 3 letters. Ian, are you okay? This is a little bit advanced. Are you okay?
I think so far it's fine.
If you have question, you have to ask, okay?
Yeah.
So this one, it actually, when you see -3, it really means n minus 3. When you see nothing, it really means n, okay? Or 0. If it is right-hand side, it's n. This one, you do not see anything, it means 0. So 0 to 3 is 0, 1, 2, not including 3, so 3 letters, 0, 1, 2. This one starting from n minus 3 to n, now including n, so you have n minus 3, n minus 2, n minus 1. That's actually, so it's very easy to remember that colon 3 is the first 3 letters, minus 3, colon, that's the last 3 letters. Okay, so this actually, when you do some programming, remember this, it'll be much easier. Okay, I always remember in this way. Okay. Okay, E, F, G, so that's the 3 letters. Now, even more advanced one. Next one, even more advanced one. Reverse. How could I print the reverse of S? So right now it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How could I print G, F, E, D, C, B, A? Anybody know? If you don't know, you say you don't know, okay? Then I will move on. Benjamin, are you okay? Can you say how to do it? Reverse of the S.
First. So what'd you do? Just an
Papa Sherry, do you know?
just would just be negative? Just two negative
Using
one.
negative index, yeah, using negative index, but how do we use it?
How do we
Anybody know? If you know, you say it, okay? Otherwise, assuming that you don't know. Nobody? Okay, so we get started from, you started from here. So the first number is -1 because you start from, starting number is -1. You go back to 0 because the first 0 should be included. So you don't want to go back to 0. You go back to nothing. Nothing is the left-hand side of the string. You go from -1, keep going to the end. Then right here, you actually jump by -1. So every time you go a number less, a number less, a number less, a number less, a number less. That is reverse. Starting one, the last one, go backward by 1, by 1, by 1, by 1. That's backward, jump by -1. You will get a reverse. If you understand this one, you pretty much understand. I'm sorry, I make a mistake. If you understand this one, you pretty much understand the whole slicing. Let me, yeah, it got reversed. Any questions so far?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so this one is a reverse of the string, okay? Reverse of the string. So this part, I think we go up to here for string, okay? We have each individual index. We talk about how to do slicing, we do reverse, okay? Later, we have more function we will work on, but right now, that's stuck right here. A little bit too difficult now already. But you need, after class, you need to try to understand it, okay? So we do know about the string. You had a hello world, you had a Python programming. And then you can connect two strings together using the plus sign. Then hello there will be connected together, okay? And you can convert a string to the number using the integer converter, okay? This one we talked about it before. Okay, talking about a connector of the data. So far, let's go back to some of the program we have before. Let me open the temperature program. So far, if you are actually carefully looking at what I'm doing right so far, you can see that I will always use a comma. Comma means that you print this data, then this data, then this data, then this data. So it's different type is actually okay. Here your number string. That actually is okay. Now let's try another one. So let's actually copy this temperature 3 to temperature 3. So we have temperature 3. I'm sorry. So we have temperature 3. Okay. Then right here, I don't use comma. I use plus sign. So plus sign right here, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. This is not like Java. Java work, but not for Python. Python doesn't work. It tells you your data type is incompatible. You cannot sum up string with a number. Plus for integer and string doesn't work. So to make them work, you have to convert everything to string to concatenation together. So you do convert the number to string. Then you will be working. Is that okay? So it's a string plus string plus string plus string. The whole thing become a bigger string, then it work. If you want to use a number plus a string plus a number plus string, then you want to use comma, because comma allow different number or string being printed in one print statement. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't mix string and the number together in Python. Python doesn't take this one. Java, okay. Java automatically convert the string and the number to a string. But Python, no. Python, you have to convert the number to a string before you sum up with another string. Okay. Okay, so this part, I think we are okay. Okay, so that part is the sum function, and each individual later we talk about it. -1, we talk about it already, so that one, okay. If you say ABC, but you try to get index 5, you are out of bound, you will get index out of bound problem, so you are accessing a bit that you don't have, okay? And the length of the function we talk about already. Okay, if you want to go through every letter in the string, you need to use a length function. So here, let's do a simple for loop. Let's use a string 3. Let's create a new program. Let's call it string. I may go a little bit over time. If you don't think that you are okay, you can leave early, okay? I don't blame you. Okay, let's assume that we have a string. And then let's also have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I want to print each letter out, okay? So I say each character in S, print the character. This, you put a string over here, you print each letter in string, that's fine. This is okay, this is string number 3. Any questions so far? So this one you can print each letter out. So for character A, you print once. Character B, you could print once. Character BC, you print once, okay? So that's one way you do it, to print each character out. Now, another one that you can do for index I, okay, in range, length of the S. So what does this mean? This means that you generate a range function based on 0 to the length of the string. So you basically created 0, 1, up to length -1. And then each of the number I, okay, each of the number I is the index. Then you do pull into the SI number. So I would say loop number 1 and loop number 2 are the same. Exactly the same. This one print every character out. This one also print every. This one used for each character in S. This one print for each index from 0 to the length. Effectively, this print out the same thing. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You print out the same thing. So this one is going through each letter in the string, okay? Going to each letter in the string. Okay, that's one more topic. Let's go back to our slices. So that's the use of your length function and range function, okay? And there are some escape characters, like \n, that's changing for a new line, \f for form feed. Okay, these are typically used. Text \t for tab. Let's try this one, okay? These are just some knowledge that not that difficult. Actually, going back to here. So let's do this. Okay, let's do print. Okay, A \n B \n C. Okay. So this one you print A change line, change line, change line, B change line, change line, change line, C. \n is change line. We call it escape sequence. Okay. Then we copy again. And then we change \n to \t. So T means tab. So A tab, 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 print B, tab, tab, tab. Each tab is A characters. Okay. So let's run this one. So you do see A, change line, B, change line, C. Okay, and then A tab, B, A, B tab, C. Okay, so backslash T jump by A characters. Backslash N change line. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
Mm,
No.
No.
Next one, print star times 40 means print 40 stars. No T, okay, no T. So a string can be repeated for 40 times. Plus means connected to number together. This one repeated for 40 times. So star means repeat. Let's try it one more time. Let's try print ABC times 5. So it will be printing ABC for 5 times. So these are very basic knowledges for Python, okay? We just try to give you the idea of how to do some basic things. Any questions so far?
No.
No, so this okay. Slicing, we talk about it. Plus sign means connecting two string together. Star means repeating certain string, okay? In means checking if the character in the string or not. Not in means not in, checking whether it's not in the string or not, okay? So this part, we are okay. Looping through, we talk about it already. Counting, okay. So banana, how can we count the number of the A then? Okay, let's look at this one. Let's call it string 4. Counting the number of characters. So let's create a string number 4. I do this on purpose, okay? So let's have a string that's called banana, okay, whatever. We have a very long banana. And then we do for each character in S. Then if the character equals a, okay, we need to have a counter. So let's initialize counter equals 0. If we see a, then counter increased by 1. At the end, you print there are okay, here I use a plus sign. I don't want to use comma, okay? So they are totally A in S. Is that okay? Let me bring out the string 4 again. Is that okay so far? It's
Yeah.
counting A. There's another way you can do it is let's print as the count of the A character. So it will also give you 8. So there's a function called count function. You can directly call it to count the number of A in S. So you write this whole thing is the same as writing this whole thing. Any question? Any question?
No.
Okay, so this is a counting function, okay? Okay, I think I cannot finish this chapter today, okay? So up to here, if you want to do the chapter 2 homework, it's okay. If you don't, you can wait for 1 more week, okay? But you need to practice whatever example we have today. There are tons of material already, okay? I wish you can at least redo whatever I have done in class 1 more time by yourself. Some part of here, 2 ways decision or 1 way decision, actually we already done it. Multiple way we are done, okay? So probably next time we don't need to have much. You can do chapter 2 homework already. I don't think there are too much since that. But next one, we'll come back to talk about formatted print, okay? We'll go back to talk about formatted print, a separate topic. Otherwise, this one I will say, this chapter I will say 90% done, okay? You can work on the homework if you like, if you don't, okay, it's okay. But next week we will finish this one and catch up the schedule, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we are over time. Sorry for that. Good night then, bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.